Gonna turn you on real good. Yeah, I do YouTube, bitch. Yeah, I mean. Whoa. What do you mean, whoa? Oh, I forgot, I have neighbors. Howdy doody, fellas. This is your host, Super Poopy. You like my background? I decorated it just for you guys. Yeah, pretty cool. Wait, what do you mean portrait? I got a new camera, guys, so I don't know how this video is gonna come out. It should come out more HD, but in general, Today we're going to be looking at a cool parts kit I have purchased a while ago, but we're going to start building it pretty freaking soon. But I want to share it with you guys because it is related to military history and it's related to a firearm. So it's a win-win. I'll give you a clue. It probably killed children, specifically Palestinian ones. Anyways, guys, we're going to look at a Jewish AK. You know, it's basically a trans AK. I identify in 556. My pronouns are NATO and I don't know, fucking G. But in conclusion, it is getting late. But I do have a GALIL parts kit, yes. But I also have an AK, so we can make an awesome comparison. You know, on a real note, GALILs are freaking awesome. It's hard to get the South African version if you're, if you have that preference. But we have an Israeli GALIL SAR, which is a GALIL carbine. And then, of course, we have my Yugo AK to compare the parts. Because what a GALIL is a fucking 556 AK. Okay? It's a trans AK. This is like, I want to be different, mother. I'm more fond of the 556. And it's like, get the fuck out of my house. You're gay. Go shoot 556 somewhere else. And you know who adopted it? The Israeli military, the South African military, and Call of Duty Black Ops. And I think, yeah, honestly, when I played Black Ops, that's when I found out about the GALIL. And the GALIL is just a beautiful, awesome looking rifle. It's like Gal Gadot. It's like, I don't appreciate your service to the IDF because of the amount of war crimes they're committing. But you know, if Gal Gadot just shows up and be like, hey, smash, I'd be like, yes, I will. And then we could talk about my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because I understand you do not accept him into your heart because your religion prevents you from being correct. Now, that being said, let's, we're kind of, you know what I mean? We're literally one NOS energy drink in. And look how much progress we've made. Let's take a close look at this. He just dookied. That being said, well, here's a close look at the parts kit and all the parts that it consists of. A kit full of parts, pretty cool. And all those parts put together make a 556 AK that shoots motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Or whatever you point at it. Guns don't discriminate. Alright? Don't be racist, okay? That being said, we got a Yugoslavian AK-47 right here. AKM, or whatever the fuck you want to call all the fucking silly names. It's an AK. It's a fucking AK. It's a fucking AK. Shut the fuck up, Reddit. Now, that being said, where do we start here? So, we have the gas piston right here. Pretty awesome. Along with the little lever to pull the bolt back. But what holds it together? This thing, the spring. So it could go back into it and charge in another round. But where's the round going to charge into? This fucking bolt carrier group. So look at that. I'll give you a close look at that. You know what I mean? And that's where it grabs onto the 556 bullet. You can see the firing pin right there. And that's what's going to make that fucking pussy pop. I mean the fucking primer of the 556 round. And it goes right here. Let me see. Atta girl. See? Pretty cool, pretty cool. And already you could see the similarities between the GALIL and the AK-47 because it's literally the same weapon. It's just chambered in 556. You know what I mean? So, what else happens? Dust cover. Dust cover. Look at that. It almost wants to fit on my AK because it's the same fucking gun. And this is a Yugo AK. This one's a little different. You know what I mean? Kind of like me. I have to learn things the different way. I have someone talk slow to me. Alright? Now, that being said,
the Israelis managed to, I guess, ooh, my bad, almost kicked the tripod. Damn, I already fucked this video up. Had too much booch. Okay, I fixed it, honey. Okay, that being said, I guess they found a way to stabilize the freaking dust cover because they put the rear sight on it. And as you know, you'll see on the AK that it's right here. Basically a Mosin sight, you know, for a Mosin Nagant. And this was a more common place to put your sight. On top of that, most AKs, your dust cover is going to be rattly, which is going to fuck up your zeroing, you know what I mean? And obviously, it's going to go into the spring because that's what holds it in. And on top of that, not only are you simultaneously preventing shit from getting into your rifle, but in this case, you're putting in your rear sight. Because there's a lot of videos out there of people shooting their AKs without a dust cover. They put a bunch of shit and mud in there, and it still keeps shooting the damn fucking thing. But look at that. Look how similar that is already. Look at that. Practically a fucking AK. And then, I guess, yeah, the gas piston would go into this, I think. I forgot how it goes exactly. But it does triggering the recoil and making the next round shoot or something like that. You know what I mean? But do you see the similarities? You see that shit? And it's shorter, so, because this is a GALIL SAR, so it's a carbine. Basically an M4 carbine compared to the M16, which M16 is full-sized, which is still used by the United States Marine Corps, surprisingly. I was issued an M16. And then over here, unfortunately, when it comes to lower receivers, they need to be sawed off. You can't, it's really difficult to export fully capable and functioning firearms to the United States of America. So you have to cut the lower receiver, which in the eyes of the law, the lower receiver is what makes a gun, which, you know, whatever, fuck it, it is what it is. But at least, like, hey, you know, we could still bring this back to life, alright? It'll be a little bit of a Frankenstein, but, you know, we'll get the lower receiver eventually, and I'll make a series of me building this rifle. So freaking awesome. And as you can see, right there, the trigger guard, along with the mag release. I believe this is how it goes. So, yeah, you would hit that, and release the mag like that. It's not like your M4 or M16 that inserts, and then, yeah, there's like a button thing that gets into the mag right in the hole, right where she likes it. Right here, we have a stock, foldable, collapsible stock. Freaking awesome. Now, despite me moving to a state that's more gun friendly, I might still have to get a pistol brace or a fixed stock. I'll definitely do my research before I end up in federal prison. So, yeah, as you can see right there, look at that. It's got Hebrew written on it, some sort of a stamp that's being covered. And that's really cool. So that's the receipt. And who knows, maybe this fucking rifle has bodies on it. And, like, it doesn't matter what your politics are. It doesn't matter what your opinion is. At the end of the day, this is a piece of history. This probably killed people, just like my car 98, and something about that makes my dick hard. That being said, I don't know what this piece is right here. I don't know what this piece is. It's like a fucking buffer tube. No, in case I don't have those, but not sure what this piece is. I think it's for the, I think it has something to do with the gas piston. Maybe it goes up here. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what it is. So, not sure. If you could tell me, let me know. If not, I'm gonna ask my homie. He builds AKs and Galils at this very moment, and he said he'll build mine too. So that's pretty freaking awesome. Now the grip. I am not a fan of the grip. It feels disgusting. It is a hideous texture. It is. Look at that thing. It just looks like a used and abused fucking. I don't know, but it's got some sort of a writing, so you could translate that NEJP. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that says, but it just feels like you're shaking hands with some motherfucker with poor hygiene. It is just disgusting. I hate how it feels. If I put this on my Galil, I'm covering it in tape. Okay, it's not even a tactical black ops thing. It's just that this feels disgusting. I hate it. It's gross. Get away from me. That being said, we got the grip, which this one's pretty cool. This one's awesome. It's, you can see it's got like some lines here, so you can get a good grip. And the cool thing about this grip, it's very wide, so it's very big hand motherfucker friendly. You know what I mean? So that's really cool. Immediately became a huge fan of this grip, so it's freaking awesome. And something I was used to something that I was not used to with the AK is that, like, sometimes you'll try to grip it, you'll try to operate it like an M16. Sometimes your thumb or finger will touch this and it gets freaking hot. That's the thing about the AK, it gets hot. And I only shot like a couple hundred rounds in that one day. Oh, motherfucker. But now here we have the safety system, and look how similar that is to a freaking AK. Look, it's even got this little pad thing. So it's literally an AK in 5.56, you know? So safety system, keeps the bolt in check. Probably semi-auto and automatic, you know what I mean? Or whichever which is which, you know what I mean? I had a couple cold ones, you know what I mean? That being said, we also got the bolt and the trigger group, all that stuff. Again, I'm not too familiar with Kalashnikov style weapons. I just use them, play with them, and clean them afterwards. And I do wonder how this compares, because when I shoot this motherfucker, there's no such thing as keeping that motherfucker clean. She is dirty. She is disgusting. She has poor hygiene, and I love it. But yeah, no, on a serious note, AKs are disgusting, filthy weapons. And it's like no matter what you do, you can't have it clean 100%. Or maybe you just need better tools. Now, over here, I got a barrel. This is the latest addition to the GALIL parts kit. Because this one did not come with a barrel. But yeah, I don't think this is original. But it's for the GALIL SAR. So it's a short one, the carbine version. And I don't have many carbines, so I'm really excited to build this GALIL. Obviously, I'm going to go... I'm going to take the tactical route when it comes to this GALIL and put a Picatinny rail on it, make it all tactical, put a grip, a flashlight, a pack even. I don't give a fuck. I'll put an EOTech, I'll blow 1K on a fucking ACOG, you know what I mean? That being said, I don't know if I showed this, but this is the muzzle tip right here. Look at that. Kind of like a bird cage, no different than an M16. And you got the front sight, and you want to see what's fucking good? Look at that. Night sights, glow in the dark, Cold War style, freaking awesome. That is really cool. It's probably out of juice, but you know, apparently you could charge them, and you know, glow in the dark sights, that's what's up, dude. Especially back in the day when dot sights did not exist. But this is absolutely awesomeness. So look at that. Look at that. POV, you're a fucking... Okay, I already made that joke too many times. But yeah, freaking awesome. Bayonet lug. So that's really freaking cool. I'm going to look into getting the bayonet. And as you know, unfortunately my Yugo AK does not have a bayonet lug. But hey, who knows? Maybe I could attach it. But first I'm going to figure out what's legal and what's illegal. So that way I'm not breaking the law and doing it all properly. So you can see it's been... Oh, my asshole. That being said, it looks like it's been sawed off right here. So I'll probably have to remove this. And then somehow this shit, I guess it would attach like this, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I think that's all I have to show for the parts kit. And like I said, all I gotta get is a little receiver and then figure it out with homie, let him know what's good. And you know, throughout this we can keep bringing the AK as we build it, just to reference it, just to look at the difference. And yeah, it'll be an awesome process. It'll be a new awesome video series. So hopefully we can restore this GALIL, whether it's just a straight GALIL or we can make it tactical wherever we can find Picatinny rails. I don't give a fuck if I have to weld it on there. We'll figure something out, but it'll be freaking awesome. Anyways, guys, like, subscribe, much love, take care. I gotta work tomorrow, so I'm gonna go to bed. Mwah. Fucking stop, dude. I don't know the names of things, but I would assume it goes to this top one, I think. And that's where the gas is trapped. And forces. Oh, it is! Oh, that fits so smoothly. Look at that. Look at it coming back together. Coming back to life. That is so cool. But yeah, I guess that's it.